following is a special MRE Uno presentation, Division 1, Super League 2024. Nam, Brock. A rematch from T5, but with different meaning this time around. For Nam, nothing to lose, and only a little bit to gain. He knows this week is a warm-up for what's ahead. But on the other side, desperation sets in. The panic begins to wander in the mind of William Brock. The Rock has been through the ringer, and tonight, he's only got one chance. Win or go home for William Brock. It's do or die. He needs to win big. Not just a 4-2, but a 5-1, or dare I say a 6-0. That's his only chance. And for William Brock, think about the favorites. Think about the perennial favorite. He was the man. Until Ghost happened. He looked to erase what happened last week and put himself in a rare yet formidable spot where all the pressure lies in Week 5. For Nam, nothing to lose. It's the rivalry, the rematch. Nam Brock. The young pup. The Rock. Both guys know what's in store. But for Brock, only a win will restore order. Can he do it? Can he find the golden magic like he did in T5 against Young Puppy? This match has been awaiting. But only one will come out victorious. It's Nam, it's Brock, it's Young Puppy, it's do or die, it's The Rock. What more can you say? Welcome to Week 5. One more time, we're going to celebrate, because that's it, baby. It's Week 5. A little celebration for one and desperation for another. For Nam, he's already clinched into the round 12. For Brock, everything to gain right here, everything to lose. It's do or die for The Rock. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Super League 2024, Week 5. It's the best week of the season in Super League. Do or die stakes for Brock. Nam already locked in. Going to be an ecstatic night tonight. Let's get to that schedule as we have a crazy schedule tonight. We're going to start it off with Nam, Brock, and Group B. Big game. Brock basically has to get it done. We'll talk about the scenarios a little bit later. Nam already locked in. Then there's no turnaround. We're going to finish Group B tonight. This is it. We're going to go to Chomik and Steven. For Chomik, really controls his own destiny. We'll talk about that a little later. Steven has to go basically in the Brock mode. Win or go home. Big elimination game there. Then we'll have 2 games left, and there'll be a split day. We'll start it off with Sunday night, 7 o'clock. Should be a fun one. DJ Toasty, obviously nothing really for DJ to play other than play spoiler. Toasty guy has had an interesting Super League off the bye. Can he finish the deal and get himself into the round 12? And then the possible game of the week, Sanford Lane. Lane pretty much has to get the tie no matter what happens to lock himself in. Sanford maybe he's in a must-win. Hard to say, due to the fact that we have no idea on Toasty's result. But the good news is that game is separate, so we won't have to worry about this fixed scenario where we got to get everything turned around within an hour. I'm kind of glad that's the case. It gives us some time. So that's the scenario for Week 5. It's a lot going on, but let's get to those point stands before we get into those scenarios, which Art will read off. And you look at the point stands, it's pretty simple. For Nam, there's only one thing he can gain. If he wins tonight, okay, he'll get in the 8th seed, but regardless, Ghost is on a bye. Chomik's playing. The worst Nam can fall is 2nd place. And realistically, you look at Steven and Brock, they're both at -2. Now, obviously, Chomik will play Steven. So if Steven, let's say, gets a 4-2, that may not be enough, right? I think the game differential is actually, that might be a little wrong. It might be -4. Apologize if you see a -2 on screen. It's supposed to be a a -4, but that's okay. If unless it is -2, but I think it is -4 because they both lost 5-1. So no worries, that's a -4. Ignore that. Basically, if Steven if Steven doesn't get a sweep, he's in trouble. Brock needs to get a 5-1 to have any chance. Uh, but of course, a lot can happen here tonight. A 5-1 for Steven actually would eliminate Chomik. So Chomik needs to get a tie at minimum. There's a lot of scenarios. Art's going to read them all when we get to that night. But a lot can happen here tonight. A lot is going to happen here tonight. Let's get into that scene. And, Art, I have it on blank right now because I want you to read off the scenarios before we get into the scene and what the fans are expecting tonight. Want to go ahead and read those scenarios?
Okay, yeah. As many of you know, Nam's already locked in. As long as and along with Ghost, so they're both in. the The main problem is underneath all that. We already know the situation with Ghost. We know about what's going on with him, which we'll talk about more later on during that game. But for Brock tonight, he is in a must-win situation to keep his Super League round of 12 hopes alive. And he has to at least win. He needs to win 5-1 or better to have a realistic chance of making the round of 12.
Yep, that's it. Now I'm already locked in, so we'll get to the players. Now we're on to the scene. Brad joining us as well. Brock, let's cut to the chase, right? You've only got one game to have a margin for. You could obviously drop one here tonight, but you pretty much have to go out there and win 5-1 or 6-0. We've seen you try so many fade looks, right? And it worked the first 2 weeks. Last week, there's just nothing you could do. It more was a top deck week. Now you've had time to reflect on what happened. What do you got to do in this high pressure environment? Does this remind you a little bit of T5 when you played now, where everything was on the line? How are you going to adjust it tonight to get that 5-1 and a win as well?
I mean, yeah, it was definitely more just as much pressure on tonight as it was in T5. Um, what am I going to do to adjust it? I mean, I really don't know. But I'm just gonna give it everything I got and see what happens.
All right, we'll go over to my man Nam Nam. It's kind of a setup week, right? This is only one thing to play for, right? You get the win here tonight, you're automatically the 8th seed. But more importantly, you talked about trying to understand the game flow. We talked about the game flow. It's been a big important thing. Obviously, there's no power play in the round 12. What are you going to do tonight to not only secure that 8, but also understand the game flow, considering there's a lot of big opponents and fishing to see out there when he gets to that round 12? Or what do you think of the keys of the game tonight? We obviously talk about Brock and Nam. They both have 9 cards in their back pocket. Brock a little bit more different. 7 through 10 has been his wheelhouse. Nam can really go 9 through 15, but he also can try some things as well. What do you think is going to be the theme for that? Because Brock, he's got nothing to lose, right? He can only drop realistically one game, and knowing that he has the experience against Nam, do you think he finds a little bit more of the fade that actually was working? Do you think this is the one opponent the fade will work, or do you think he's got to switch it up?
Well, I don't think that's going to be really the biggest component here of this whole game. No offense on what Brock does here, but it goes into the hands of Nam, really. Because remember, he has already known his destiny is already set in motion. He's already going to move on to the round of 12. But how does he play this game? Because he could try to play a bit more aggressive. He could try to have this game be like a strategy builder. Get ready for the round of 12. Get ready to play in that sort of environment then.
Well, we're going to find out Nam's answer. We're going to get to start. Brady, opening thoughts, my man? You got to think here. It's a big game, Art. This is a game for Brock, and he's been here before. We talked about T5. He needed to pull something out of the hat, and he did it against Nick. Obviously got the win there. Then he needed to pull something out of the hat against the aforementioned Nam. Got that. Then it was more of an interesting game against JT. You wonder with JT, he was kind of pseudo-locked. Got the win there. And hold on a second. We like to win for the AC, but not the most worried about that. We use this here to see how the game forwards, try some new things. Most I'm going to have fun while since I'm what. Yeah, it's probably the mindset you have.
It mostly kind of where I was going at, because I think that's what people would kind of think of is what would someone like Nam try to do then?
Well, we've seen it before. Art. A lot of things can happen. We're about to find out tonight. Huge game on the line. William Brock, everything to lose, everything to gain. That's how it's going to work tonight, baby. Let's start her up. Best of 6. You guys know the drill. No power play. TI's 3-3. This is a tough one to really read, Art. You got to look at this from 2 angles, right? Nothing to lose versus experimentation, possibly. We just saw Nam say
Nope.
that.
Hold on.
Yeah, there's extra space there. And we'll just get the TI going, and we'll get this going. This is the last. This is it, guys. This is it for the old TI 3-3. We won't see this format after Monday till next year. That's the beautiful part about Super League. It's once in a lifetime. Let's get her done, Art. Let's start week 5 the right way. Do the honors for WB.
William Brock, how many cards for game 1?
Let's go 9.
Well, serve that up on a silver platter, Art. We talked about the 9-card special.
Yep. Let's get week 5 started.
Well, let's get it down to business. We started up with the Retro 8. It is going to be a classic game. Here we go, Art.
Yep, here we go. This is mostly it. This is where we're going to see the lines sort of form between round of 12 and unfortunate elimination.
Started off with a Myth Retro double combo. We'll go in a lane. Big guy we'll see on Monday. That'll be a huge game, pending on what happens tomorrow. Into Zay. Both playing pretty decently fast. Our surprise from Brock playing this quick. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, but look, it's just what's going to be the case here.
Oh, heat check early, Hart.
That's a heat check. My goodness.
Nam got nothing.
Nam is now gonna have to try to figure out something here. He could try to figure out here real quickly.
Gonna switch it. Gonna go a switch. Aggressive on the switching. Does that help Brock though? It should.
Oh, it will help. It might help tremendously here. Brock has the card right here.
We're talking about Brock with the fade looks. Does he try a fade look back possibly to the starter blue, or does he have a run to the finish? Here we go. Run to the finish. That's it.
It's a run to the finish.
William Brock the Rock already. Oh, look at that. Plan A. Great finish there. Brock needing to get the job done. Gets it done quick. Brock, was that just a case of a really good hand and it just got done? It fell into your lap? I don't got anything to add.
I mean, kind of. I mean, once I had that wild and that +4, as long as he didn't have any +4s of his own or +2s or anything, no, I pretty much knew I had it in the bag.
No, I'm not going to really say much because it just seemed like you couldn't get anything cooking. So there's a plan A win because Brock never drew. Is that just the case where he picked the green wild and you were just deficient on green and he got the run? Yeah, I figured, Art. That's it. Sometimes you just get that wrong color. And you got to think here for Brock, that's a big statement, Art. You think about last week, it was disaster. Let's see what he'll do here. Big moment. Yep. Brock out of 9, though. No 9-card special. We could see it against Nam's homestand, but this is big.
All right. William Brock, no 9. How many cards for game number 2?
8.
One
Crazy
down,
8.
He's going to go aggressive on this mid-tier. I mean, you got to go with what you got to go with. I like this aggression. We'll start it off with the creator himself. I like the aggression, Art. You stick with what you know. This is a good move.
Well, that's the case here. And we're going to probably see that once we get over into Nam's homestand here. But for right now, William Brock, he's the guy controlling all of this right now. He's trying to control his destiny and trying to get the job done.
Phase look, there it is. You know Nam's got to be wary of that green-yellow compliment. Yep, there it is. He's got to test the fade.
Oh, he's testing.
Oh, Brock the Rock. We started off with the slots. How about that? Little slot machine action.
My goodness. Are we trying to get a jackpot here?
A jackpot, mystery jackpot. What's in the box? Here comes Nam JT special from Brock. And there's the run from Nam. Goes for a quad play into the Sanford.
Oh, but does Brock have something here? Brock did get 2 freshies.
Nah, nothing crazy. Here comes Nam looking for the... No!
No!
Brock the
My
Rock now
goodness!
looking for it. Nothing.
Oh,
ISO game.
ISO play.
We talk about
Oh,
Nam and
boy.
Draw City all the time. He's going to go into one here, but does Brock cut that off right now?
Oh, Nam is the best in Draw City. We saw that last week.
But Brock is a guy that knows how to play that Draw City. He knows how to fade it and do a great tactical job.
You basically got
Heat
2
check.
technicians at their best.
Technicians at our best, Cesar will go into the Nam class. This could actually hurt Nam right here because now he's going to try to go for a more aggressive fade. I think he's just going to, try that experimentation or maybe try a little color switch so he can go aggressive. I think he's going to try something like that.
Well, that's one of the key things
There
here.
it is.
Here we go.
I had a feeling he was going to go aggressive with the colors, so try something. He's got to learn for the next week coming, or whenever he plays next. Could be next weekend. Into a green 5.
He just got to get ready for that round of 12. As Brock is at Uno, he's at check.
Here comes Nam, goes for a draw. Is that game? Brock for the 2-0. William
Is.
Brock is starting to run, and I'm telling you, Ard, it's that fade look that Brock's just had a lethal move, and I'm going to ask Brock, you really didn't have anything there, but it appeared Draw City, or was it a case of just holding back on the +2 and then waiting to make the run, or did you actually top deck a +4 to be able to set that run up and got lucky with the green switch?
Well, once I knew that he was close to getting an Uno, I knew I had to do something to hold him off. So that's why I went for the +4 plus into blue, and thankfully it paid off for me this time.
No, I was going to have to say I just kind of called that one. You wanted to try the switch. It's just a little case of the experimenting you talked about in the pregame. Right, throw a little bit of that ammo run, see how it can work on a back end with the game flow entering round 12. Talk to me through it. Yeah, all right, now I think Brock, we tried some stuff. You got to think, that's the thing, the advantage of being light. You can try stuff, right? You can experiment, you can see what's going on, and I think now I'm starting to build a notebook, and especially for his homestand where it's going to matter most. But for Brock, what do you think he's got to do? He's still got a long way to go to get the win, but this is a promising sign that Plan A wins are happening. One self-card drawn is a good sign.
Well, yeah, and that's a great thing here for Brock, but he's got to keep going on the gas pedal here. The first moment he makes a mistake, it could be costly.
I can't see Brock going off this 9.87. I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if he goes off this but let's ask him that question. Let's find out.
Yeah, Brock, no 8 or 9. How many cards for game number 3?
Gotta close out with 7.
There it is. Brock, one last homestand, possibly in Super League. He says, let's go 7.
Going for the OG.
OG, we'll go to Brian to start us off. Big game right here. Can Brock get this to a 3-0 and then things get really interesting?
Well, that would, again, be great for Brock here. And again, I like what Nom's doing. I like what Nom's doing here. Going with experiments here. It's sort of the great
Brock
thing.
says, forget your experiments. I'm +2 and you're right. Oh, that's a classic 1-2.
Yeah, he's like, forget your experiments. I don't care about it. I want to win badly. I want that round of 12.
Triple switch into the 3s. We go from Zay to Kev, and Brock's out. Is Nam out with an ISO? No Draw City from Nam.
No, I'm playing really good here.
But Brock may have a top deck. We know it's Brock. Okay, something simple. Is that an 8 for Brock on the back kilter? Is it an 8 for Brock? Yes, it is! Back to blue. That could hurt.
My goodness.
Brock looking for dose.
No.
Tries ISO. Great move. Little JT classic. Here comes Brock. Does he have it on the back end as well with top deck? Into yellow.
My goodness.
Yellow 4 now. Here comes the Rock, looking for the finish. Is this the finish from the Rock? William Brock looking for the 3-0, or does he have it? He's got it!
He got it!
William Brock, how is that a mid-18 again? Oh, mid-25, that's crazy. William Brock, I guess the old ghost game, the bots repaying you back 3 in a row on just... You know what, I have to say, though, you're not getting the +4s that game. That was just a case of really good isolation from you. Talk to me how you evolved your ISO game and got that fade working.
Well,
This is crazy.
well, yeah, it is crazy. The fact that I've had good enough hands to where I could just hold off Nom, or yeah, hold off Nom. It was just, yeah, it's been a good first 3 games, first half of the series so far. Hopefully, I can close this one out in the next game.
You gotta think Brock Hardy. He still needs to get 2 more to get any realistic chance, but it's a promising sight. He's got 1, but he needs to get 3. Nah, I feel like tonight it's been a case of you tried some things for sure, but that game, I don't know if you really could have actually done much. I think Brock did a great. Would you say Brock did a better job isolating you out, and you just couldn't really do anything? You were caught in a box situation. Brad, this is interesting, right? This gets really interesting, Art and Brad. You look at next game. We talked about Steven. He has to get something big for the next series, and yeah, once the switch to black, I couldn't. It is what it is. Yeah, you got to understand now, Art. It comes to a point here where it's about to get to a head here, because if Brock gets this win, this next game on Nam's homestand, this pretty much will put Steven in a box, and it puts Chomik on a lot of pressure for that next game. Brock has turned up the wick, and the fade is working. Thoughts on that?
You know what? That's the only thing you gotta do. You gotta turn up the pressure. You gotta turn up the heat. There is mostly now your season's on the line, and you got nothing left to lose. It's either you go big or go home, and that's what Brock's trying to do here. He's going big, and he doesn't want to go home yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen an endurance battle, and that's the one thing. This is not similar to the Ghost game. We did see a couple of those where Brock was just getting unfortunate, but it's a free board for Nam here in Game 4. A lot can happen here. It's a pivotal one. Let's see what Nam will do. We've only seen
Yep.
a 5-man series so far.
Yep. Nam, free board. How many cards for game number 4? He's sending it!
He's going to go for it. I mean, he might as well. I think here for Nam, it's going to be something really interesting with the Sens. You look at the people out there, possibly it's could be playing hard. You got JT already locked in with the. He likes 9 cards. He likes that mid tier 9 to 12, mid to upper. You got Ghost who can do 5 to 15 locked in. I wonder if Nam's going to cover all the bases. Maybe try some different things on these card starts for sure to make sure he's ready for next week.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing I wanted to watch here from Nam is see if he starts to throw out his own playbook. He starts to write his own playbook up, because that's going to be the main thing that could kind of separate him from maybe going for these sorts of games.
We'll see. Nam taking his time.
He's looking at his cards. Again, a lot of cards here.
Red 9.
Red 9 there. Let's see if Brock does something here.
Red 9 now. Into Allen. We'll see what Brock will do. Does he have a fade look abound? This is where you can get the fade cooking.
Oh, yeah. These higher cards would do that, but no, he's going to go for a classic 1-2.
Yep, no cards given, just a classic 1-2. Toast to Sanford. We'll see those guys coming up this weekend, of course, Monday, which is an extended weekend. Happy Veterans Day to all who served this great country.
Yep.
Now I'm taking his time. He's trying some different things. You can sense he's playing a little slower now. He's at home. He's trying to get into that almost simulated package where he's got to simulate what he could be thrown his way next. You can see it. He's starting to try experimentation things for sure.
Well, yeah, because mostly once you start next week, the road becomes a bit tougher because you don't get any more chances here.
Best of the best.
You mostly go for wins or you go home.
Now keep in mind, for now, one thing I will add, he will not be playing Brad or Sapir. Right? That's not possible. So he will still play a group stage member as we go into the Kev Shear. So that's a big thing to note. Now, Brock, at this point, unless something insane happens, most likely will have to play Brad or Tapir if he does advance. Here we go into a yellow 2. We go to Brad
Into
himself.
a blue too.
From Bo to Brad over from Zach. Trips 2. We'll go into a gangster on Jack 1. This is looking good for both players here as we continue the light switching. Into Aria. Here comes Brock. Can he fade it back, or does he say, you know what, I'm going to roll? I'm going to roll, he says.
He's going to roll.
Into the
But
plant.
how long can you keep rolling with it before you gotta?
Chomik into
I'm
Brian.
gonna keep.
Yep.
He's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep going.
They're both
still going.
They're still going. They're keeping it going long on this green. Now I'm looking for it
It's
right
like,
here.
oh, Nam might be looking for the switch. Oh my goodness!
Huge quad play. And that's a double +2, but it gives Brock more cards. And this is where Brock, good with testing. Let's see.
This is where Nam could test here.
That's game. That's big. And that
Oh
yeah, it's over.
my
It's over. It just takes a bit.
goodness!
Yeah, that's a monster hand. I don't think I can really ask a question. No, I can't. Brock, unless you had anything, I think that's a monster hand. I don't got much on that one.
Well,
Unless
I had a couple of plus
Oh.
fours.
Oh!
I didn't think I needed them. I thought like as soon as I played that blue zero, like I thought I probably should have used the plus fours, and sure enough,
no.
I regretted it. I regretted not doing it.
Well, or we talked about a fair game. That was if he had a couple plus, that's powerful. That's just missed time on the ammo. Nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
Now I guess the
Yeah.
only thing I could really say, normally I have a good question for you, man, but I guess the only thing I could say was the aggressive light switch and trying to almost stick it on the end with the possible thing where you're trying to go aggressive to light switch to speed up Brock's process. I don't really have much because you had a pretty. Was the light switching trying to speed up Brock's processing skills to where you can run the game at the end? The light switching over the green, especially. Okay, very good. Am I reading you like a book as always? Anyway, Art, your thoughts on this game so far? Because right now it's
Nam. The answer is no.
yeah. No, that's never going to change. But now, you got to look at this, Art. Give me some analysis now, because if Brock had a pretty decent hand, that's not the bot, and the bot gave the ammo both ways. It's just, I don't think he was expecting the run to go, and that's sometimes you can't take him home with you. You might as well use him moment, you think?
I don't know. Nam really saved that ammo for the right moment, and Broad just couldn't counteract with it. That's just the big problem right there. But this mostly now forces Brock into a situation where his back is against the wall.
Yeah, he's got to win the last two. I mean, Brad, thoughts on what Brock's got to do? We still have yet to see a crazy long game, but it's basically win or go home time. Thoughts on if Brock can pull this off and what he's got to do for these last two games? Big moment here, are because you look at Brock. This is where he's really been able to cook them. We saw it in T5 for the most part in these high clutch moments, high clutch situations. He delivered, and I have to say it was better than FedEx because that's really what Brock does in these high clutch moments. He finds a way, and he's going to need. Now, the first three games, okay, maybe just some fade looks that were working, but it was a little quick plan A wins. Now, when we start to get these plan B, C, D, what can he do? All you do is just watch next game. Yeah, it's pretty much the stake for Uno. Can Brock pull this off? Remember, if he gets the 5-1, Steven's going to have to get the 6-0 against Chomik, which is no margin for error, which is insane to even think about. We've only seen 1 out of 36.
Yeah. Mostly that is a recipe for disaster.
If Brock wins this game, it's a huge moment because at this rate, it becomes a must-win for Steven, and then that Shaman game could be interesting. If Nam gets to tie, then we're finished. Or if Brock, even if Brock wins 4-2, it ain't enough. So he's got to go for the 5-1. It's do or die. This is it.
Yep, here we go. As we'll get Game 5 here going here shortly. As Nam, no 15 cards. So how many cards for game number 5?
He's been running the mill. I don't know, 14. Unbelievable.
You kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah, I had a feeling there. That's his number. It's his jersey number. All right, let's get Ghost 1. Well, we saw that guy last week. What a run for him to steal a spot. Unbelievable.
Yeah, yep. Goes on by this week. So
Oh!
oh,
We're pulling a little. That's a Caesar KT thing. Okay.
okay. Trying to. He's going to the
Yeah,
experimental
he's
side of
trying
things.
everything now. I think he's just trying it. And Brock says not so fast. Jesus.
Rod says, forget your experiments. I want it.
Brock
I
needs it.
need it.
He needs it bad. He needs it bad like
I
a
got.
hot day with the water. He needs the water now.
Oh my goodness! Now I'm still going back.
Now I think it's going to exhaust us. So I think he's going to just try to exhaust us to 1920 and see how he does.
He's now at 19.
He's just going to try. He can do one more draw. I think he's going to try it. Now is the time to try. And Brock's
Oh,
going to go
Brock.
back with him. Well, now we know Nam has to play unless it's something still. Yeah, unless you don't got anything, but I'd be shocked.
You must. Well, he must play here. This is.
Brad's a veteran move though from Nam. We talked about his issues with this against Lane. He did it once and was very close multiple times. And you wonder if he's just covering all his bases for next week. It's a smart strategy. You just don't want to be an idiot and get called out for 21 cards. So it's a smart strategy from Nam. It's just now, what do you do in the case of Brad? He's got to try isolation. That's what he's going to do.
Basically, you're just trying to just figure out everything you need to do.
Nothing from
Oh
Brock.
boy,
Okay.
Brock's got nothing.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a stalemate. Here comes Nam. We'll see if Brock can fade to 2. He's got a 6, maybe 7 possession lead here. And I think he will have a 7 possession. I think he's going to fade to 2 or maybe to green. He'll go. Oh, he checked the wild.
He checked the wild to yellow, and Nam's gonna go with it.
Could be a green finisher. I think he's waiting for that green finisher, but yeah, that's a heat check early.
We'll see. We'll see. Got a long way to go here in this one.
It can go quick though. This is Brock. Remember, he could get a 3 bagger, and he's going to go to blue. So we're just waiting on that quick green. It could be right here, Art. Could be right.
Could be, but we'll keep watching here.
Brock into the blue 8. Now here comes Nam.
Blue 6.
It's going to run the color here. Still early in the color.
Over the green. Here we go.
There it is, Art. Brock now.
I don't know if this is the run to the finish, though. I really don't think this could be a run to the finish.
Nam's not doing anything. I think this could be something for Brock if he can cook it right. Could be an all-number hand from Captain Plant.
Oh, he's typing.
The Rock looking for the finish. Let's see. Be a crazy one. It would be a more Plan A win if he can get it. It's been a Plan A kind of night. Here comes the Rock. Anticipation building. Needs to get the next 2. If he gets this game, he's got 3 points, but needs more.
He needs another win to maybe have a chance.
That's big. Not the finisher, but he puts it. Now let's see what Nam will do. It's a quad play. Let's see if Nam's got anything.
Oh,
+2, just a classic 1-2.
Classic 1-2, but that might have ruined Brock's chance of finishing the game.
Probably did, but we'll see. No, he didn't have yellow. I don't think he had yellow. That might have helped him. In the red.
Oh, over the red. Does Brock have check?
Check back to yellow. What a crazy end. This is where the fade, and this is for the win. Brock, no. What a crazy play, though. What a crazy play.
That would have been impressive if he got that.
That was an insane fade from Brock. He literally trimmed the sideburns right there, Brad. That's what Brock does. When he gets the fade working, it can be magical, but it's a fine margin. Still draw city. We talked about this with Nam. Let's see if Brock can cut this up. Still a long way to go for now. He's down 8 possessions. Let's see if Brock gets it a dose. Now Brock for check. Let's see if he's got it back. Does he bring this one back? Art for it.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to call him out. Interesting.
Now I'm just... Maybe now he has something there.
Let's see. Does he have something?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's why he didn't do it. But he's only got to. Oh, he's going to do the classic leave it open.
Oh, boy. And it works.
Nothing from
And it
Brock. Nothing
works.
from Brock. Yeah, now I'm now going to play it back a little bit. Now we're getting into a Plan B game, Brad. We're finally getting into our first Plan B, C, D. A lot of Plan A games, but it is week 5 now. We're stuck on the clay +2. Let's see if Brock or Nam can draw anything. Brock, look for something here.
We're into that old Western style sort of game here now.
Maybe. Let's see if Brock can find the top. He's been more of a top deck player. Let's see if he finds the rhythm. Does he have a +2 in the combo back?
It would be
Possible double coming. Maybe trips.
it oh
He
triple
just
play.
yeah, he sends this. He sends the hammer. There it is.
Yeah. Oh my goodness!
Aggressive
Not with
switch from no. That's aggressive. Is that good aggression though? It's not yet, but could be.
it. Hey, it's work. It kind of worked though. I
It's
don't know.
working. Nothing from
Oh, it
Brock.
did work. It did.
Nothing from Brock. Now let's see if he can get a top deck. That's what he's got. You got to get a heat check, bail
Top
out wild.
deck. Top deck.
Yeah, I don't think he's got anything with ammo there, or I think that's just a heat check wild to maybe run a color. Let's see. Yep. Nom can't do much. This is what Brock needs. A top deck wild has changed the course. Does he have this one? Just gotta put the Uno exclamation. You gotta call it again, Brock. Same thing, just replay it.
There you go.
No call out. No, I'm just testing that. Let's see what it'll be from 9. Does he have anything, or is this Brock for the 4-1?
This could be huge here.
He's just gonna draw. Is that game for the Brock? No.
No.
What a clutch draw.
Good play.
Not panicking, says Nom. The Rock now will have to readapt.
Well, again, Nam has nothing to lose really. He doesn't have to worry about much.
Yeah, I think he tried that 20 cards and made sure he covered his bases. Now it's just a case of you look at the CH. A lot of red's been used, so there's not much to flow on the red with the numbers. So it's going to be hard to get a top deck unless you got a 5 or something or an 8, really.
Yeah, basically, but right now we're into draw city.
Both drawing back. Let's see what will be from the Rock. Okay, I got 2. Snob
There.
switch. Be aggressive here. Let's see.
I would think.
Nope.
No, he's not.
Does Brock go aggressive?
He does.
Yeah, great move from Brock. Cut that in. Let's see what Nam will do. He'll go clean. Brock for the check. No.
No.
And there goes Nam back to his own card. Should be a safe play unless it's a top deck. Nope, safe play. Nam will going to fire back, keep the blue running. Let's see if he's got any more entangers. He goes switch aggression.
I think if he tries to go switch aggressive here, that might be a bad move.
Could be, but a lot of ammo's off the board. Still a couple +4s remaining. A lot of wilds. Interesting dynamic so far. Nam will just go top of the floor here. Brock nothing.
This is probably where Nam needs to go here for a bit.
Let's see what will be from Nam. Does he have anything in the back to switch, or is he going to keep it cool in this blue? Brock iced out right now currently. Now, William Brock going to try to do a little fade to get in Nam's head, baby. Unless he's got something lined up into the blue 6. Is it a fade look, or is it Brock with something big? It's the 6, Art. He got that one lined up. All right, now I'm going to roll into A. Rogers here. Let's see if Brock can roll back. He goes into double Steven. Down half off the monkey. Brock running again. Does he get back into that zone to finish it off? Looking to get down to that dose. He can't.
Not yet.
And Nam can't either. Oh, boy. Brock top deck, his own card. His own card. Is this Brock with a switch, or is it just a draw? It's just a draw.
Just a draw. We're going to keep going here.
Now I'm trying things, Brock. I wouldn't even say they're trying things hard. It's hard because I remember when Nam was playing Brock in the first time around, similar hands, and that's the thing. When you get into those similar hand situations, you don't know when to make the right adjustment, right move, and that's the one thing both players have known. And Brock has been able to really use that stick and style to where it works, and it's working tonight.
Yeah, but right now we're going into a draw city, and
Nothing
that
really.
usually.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say that usually where non-Mike tried to put that into his style.
Nom still has a couple draws if he wants it. Brock, long way to go. Let's see what Nom will do. Multiple comebacks here if we get it. Only seen a
He
couple.
only seen a couple here.
Well, we'll see as we wait this turn. Oh, never mind. No, there we go. Draw. Let's see what Brock will do. Nom only got one more turn to go. 24 cards remaining in the deck. We finally hit something crazy in these games.
Yeah, basically all those plan A and all that other stuff that
It's out
mostly
the
has gone
window.
out. That's out the window. It's not gonna be a factor.
Brock gets a top deck. This should open up the door for both now. No. Believe it or not, you don't have to because unless you have a, let me see, zeros off, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a yellow, you're good. But if you have a yellow, yeah,
And
there's
or
okay.
well, he has a
Yeah,
yellow.
yeah. As long as you have a yellow, that's it. Because we had
Or
everything
if
on.
he had a 9.
Yeah, because you got the card history now. The benefit is CH, and if we just see everything's exhausted, you can only play a yellow. We're good. So we'll see what Brock will do.
Now the question is if he has a yellow or a
Yeah, if you
2.
got like a an action card. Well, never mind. Never mind. That's going to open the door.
Never mind. Never mind. You can play right here.
That's out the door. Well, we're out the door now. Let's keep it clean. All right, we'll go into the red 8 background character. Let's see what it'll be from the Rock. Does he have a run? No, he's got what? A fade look from the Wild Art.
Oh, that was
Sneaky from
sneaky.
Brot. That could be an end around fade. I don't know. Crazy play from William Brot, though. It sees momentum back. The Rock seizes the momentum back. Can he capture the flag and get the 4-1 and get the 3 points? Double play. Could be a sign he's out. Does not just do a test. God, I think a test is coming here. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything special. There it is.
Don't do anything special. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Nam has not really sniffed anything other than 15 plus cards all game. Does Brock have a 7 heaven or a top deck? Of course he's got a top deck. It's Brock. He's been the man at that. Knob's out again. It's got to be similar hands here. Or hiding. Yep, you see, he's trying some different looks. He's trying every look in the book.
And Brock can't do anything. This
Now,
is crazy.
yeah, it's a crazy game. Now, we'll say green, everything's really exhausted. There's not much left, but there is some green numbers out there. Still got time. Let's see. Brock looking for something? No. Now I'm looking to draw back again. He will. Oh, well, there's Brock with the move. He got the top deck. And Nam gets one as well. Into the 9. Nothing from Brock.
We're about to have a problem here if this deck gets reshuffled.
Well, there's no deck reshuffler, Art. This is huge. Triple play. It's going to send the game to a reset.
More than likely.
Does the Rock have anything in the answer? He tried a red wild. That was intriguing.
Well, he just got a bunch of cards here, so maybe.
The Rock looking for something right here.
If that deck gets reshuffled.
No, not a reshuffle. It's just triple play, but Brock just seizes the lead a little bit more. Up to 5 possessions.
The blue!
Back to blue ISO game. Well, there's a lot of cards. There's Brock. You knew a fade was coming. There it is.
And Nam's going to keep going.
I think Brock gonna fade off this 4 if he has it. He's gonna fade. He's gonna go double red 5, but he's gonna try to fade it. I think in the blue. That's big.
Does Brock have something here?
Can he fade a 5? Really, that's all he's looking for. No, but he's gonna throw it on. Heat check red. Heat check red.
Non's got nothing.
Well, this is crazy because it had to be the +2s and reverse. Yep, there's the reverses. It's just Brock to get out of here with the 6 jam. He's out of there with the 6 jam.
Over the green.
And Brock has got Nam in a pickle. Brock for 3. He got it.
Oh boy, are we about... The deck
Reshuffle
has
that,
been
baby.
reshuffled.
Let's reshuffle, it says. The old game. Brock looking for the finish here. Does he have it to finish it off? No, a double.
A double, and he's at Uno.
Does not do anything in the back end. He just has to draw this game.
Does Brock have it?
William Brock for
He
the
does!
win. +4 flat. Are you kidding me? What the heck? William Brock throwing up. Brad, have you seen that one? We have never seen that in Super League. We have never seen someone throw a +4. Brock, what was the theory behind the flex? That's crazy.
Well, as long as I had that +4 in my hand, as long as he didn't throw any, +4s of his own or anything else like that, I pretty much knew I could use that as my last card to seal the game.
What a gamble from Bright throwing all the stops. I mean, Bright, there's so many points to this. I guess in the next, what was the theory behind the red wild? You're trying to get, because really the card history was saying there was no red cards left in numbers, so, and a +2 is lurking. But your thoughts on that? Were you just trying to do a fake wild or maybe a one-turn wild to get Nam into a more counterproductive position to switch it back to green where ultimately you'll be able to run it?
Well, I mean, the main reason I used the red wild was because of my red reverse.
And was that red reverse a possible clincher to get to the end of the game, or were you just trying to take the long road?
Yeah, I was trying to take the long road.
Long road, I got you. Okay. And thoughts on that crazy game overall, man? What a series! You got the win. Now you need one more. You pretty much have to play flawless to win it here, or have any chance.
That has to be the toughest game I've ever had in this league, and hopefully I can close this out with another one.
Another one indeed. I really think the only thing I could say for you is two things. Were you trying to cover all your? Was I right? Was the read right? Were you just trying to cover all your bases, get back to 20, so you don't make a mistake in the next round? Let's just start off with that. Was that a base cover right there? CYA, cover your behind. CYB. Let's start with that. Or a really crazy series, dog. We've seen 3 Plan A games, then a pseudo Plan A game, and then pseudo ammo high game that never happened, and then we had a marathon.
Basically, we have gone through all the stats here, and it has been crazy.
Got the data. I was going to say on those draw series. Are you trying to prolong the draw series, knowing that it's not always the best route? And your thoughts on possibly trying some other strat? You tried the old KT season where I draw on the first card on a high start. Thoughts on just trying to diversify your portfolio of strategies? Brad, crazy game, and now it comes down to, once again, it reminds me a lot of T5. Brock was up 3-2, needed one to clinch it out, and we're almost in the same spot, Art. But the only difference here, if Brock gets this 5-1, I mean, tables have turned. He's back to 0, which is huge, right? And then you're talking about a situation where Steven's going to have to win 6-0, which, remember, if Steven wins 5-1, let's keep in mind, or if Steven and Brock both win 5-1, Chomic's eliminated, Brock would get the tiebreaker because they both would have no head-to-head, the GD be the same, and record without last place. Well, if Steven beats Chomic 5-1, right, and that's technically last place, and Brock only finished 3-3, Brock would have the better record. You take the 5-1 out and take the 3-3 out. That's 2 extra wins for Steven off his board. And Brock would have more road wins, too. So, realistically, what a scenario we got. Now, my other question was your thoughts on just trying some of those other strategies to diversifying your portfolio, your thoughts on trying to expand the playbook, and what are you going to do for this last game? Or the crazy scenario. Brad, anything to add before we get to this game 6? What a series in the sense that we've had a lot of strategy, and you wonder if Nob's going to simulate this last game as much as he can to make it a pressure-packed moment.
Well, that's probably the only thing he can try to do, because remember, he has nothing to lose, and he has everything to gain on just to get ready for next week. For Brock, it is a win or go home situation. He has to win this one, or else it's over.
All right, he's going to try to deploy some other strategies. It's going to be put to the test. Our big moment right here. Last chance for Brock. Last chance for Nam in the group stage. Will it be Brock having a chance before the end of the night's over? Let's get on with it.
Yeah. Nam, again, no 15 cards, so how many for game 6?
I think he's going lower here. I don't think he would go upper tier. He's going to try to experiment.
You might see. We'll see right here.
Yeah, if he's not trying to be a one-trick pony, I'm thinking 9 or 7. I think there's something around there.
He might go pretty low here. We'll find out here shortly.
Now I'm thinking this one through. And you got to think, most clutch situations, you would use a full center or an OG full. But realistically, he's going to go crazy. Yeah, split the difference, try something different. It's not the worst move. Here we go. One last game. The season on the line. Can William Brock close it out and keep his hopes alive, or does not finish the deal? Frank the Rock. Aggressive. Too aggressive, Art.
Brock,
not your turn yet, man. Well, he gets away with it. Okay.
But he got 2 extra cards.
Well, make it the old monkey special. Here comes Brock. Unless he's got a reverse or something. Let's see.
Yeah, unless he can do like a crazy move here.
What is this?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That actually works.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I didn't realize. Yeah, but that's a double vision play. I call it the double vision. Okay, let's not do that anymore. That's it for that.
Okay, moving on.
Well, you gotta think here for Nam. Trying a +2 off the start, I think he was just. Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say he was just probably messing around.
That's a bit of payback there. And wait, what?
What do you mean what? Oh, nothing. Okay, and Brock goes back to green.
Nam had nothing there. That's why I said what.
Well, maybe he does. Remember, 8 card. We haven't been this low since the 7, so it's a little different game. And that's why he probably had nothing. He knew the green 9. It was the back pocket. Now see if Brock's got blue. He does.
Oh,
Here comes Brock looking for the run. Let's see. Big moment. He's going to go to the red.
Oh, boy.
Nothing for Nam. This is huge for the Rock.
He needs it.
William Brock. We talked about clutch moments all season. We've seen it in T5. He's one possible turn away from finishing it off and putting the huge pressure on Steven and Chamak.
It would mostly make the Nets. It would mostly make the Nets game.
That's it. It's a heat check. Heat check time. Oh, well played. And William Brock just got the 5-1. Are you kidding me?
And he ended off with another wild.
Unbelievable from the Rock. William Brock, last week was despair. I mean, there was nothing going your way. And now you just got yourself back to zero GD, basically. And it just puts yourself in a monumental spot. My man, thoughts on this? Because you've just put yourself in a monumental spot to get back in it and taking care of Nam on the season with an official record now of 9-3. Insane.
Yeah, it was quite the tournament. Nam definitely gave it all he had. He definitely threw his best punches at me, but thankfully I had that one game. That was definitely a big mistake on my part, but thankfully I managed to make the comeback out, and came out on top.
The Rock 5-1 now, bro. Obviously, we have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, we don't know. We're going to know in about 90 minutes from now, or probably a little later, about 2 hours from now, when your fate will be, with the next game coming up at 8:30ish. But your thoughts on if this is your last night in Super League, what a run it has been, man. You started off T5 with no hope, and basically you were hoping a prayer against Nick all the way back in Labor Day weekend. Now to end it in November on Veterans Day weekend. talk me into the journey of if this is your last night on the table, at least for 2024. What you learned from this league, because it's been an incredible story from you.
Well, I mean, the main thing, going all the way back to T5 is just learning how to conserve my best cards and use them when I really need them, and
Right.
control the ammo and control the fade.
Yeah, you did a
That's
good
that's
job.
pretty much it.
Did a hell of a job, man. I want to thank you there. So William Brock, well, congratulations to Brock Brad. What a game. Your thoughts? Because that we talk about Brock in a clutch moment. That is a tough player to beat. Now I know now obviously we're experimenting and all, but there were times where it just seems like the fade has been one of the things you got to work. How do you try to approach next week now, knowing that at this rate you won't win the group unless Chami? Well, actually, you could win the group. Excuse me. You could win the group, but unless Chami doesn't win, you actually would win the group. But if Chami doesn't win, you would still win the group, and it could be a possibility where everyone's by 1.7. That's insane. But your thoughts on just how you can control the fade look for next week if there is a player that uses the fade to make your playbook a little bit more diversified for next week. Art, what a series, man. 26-minute series. We really did had that one game 5, but it was a plan A night for Brock. He only drew 32 times, and through 6 games, that's an average of basically 5. So he was pretty low on the draws. Thoughts on William Brock clutching out? He needed this. That's the bigger takeaway.
He needed it really badly, and now he has to sit back and watch and hope that it goes well for him, because it's now not in his hands anymore. It's now in the hands of Steven and Chomik, and really, it's going to be an interesting turn of events here once we get to that game coming up here in about 90 minutes.
I mean, Brad, thoughts on his final thoughts, and what do you think we're going to expect for the? All right, get a little preview. Your thoughts on the next game, because now it's confirmed. Unless Steven gets the 5-1, he's done. Chomik at this rate, all he needs is a tie or a 4-2 loss. So realistically, your thoughts on? Well, actually, a 4-2 loss would put a tiebreaker into a Brock situation. We have to see, because if it's a tiebreaker situation, we don't have the correct metrics. But I think Chomik, would able to clutch it out. I believe. I have to double check if it's 4-2. But if it's 5-1, then he's limited.
We'll check about that here shortly.
But your thoughts on the next game are what we're going to expect before we sign off here.
I'm going to say this now. Pressure's on. Pressure is really on. And look,
Hard?
for both are crazier than this. You want to have high pressure situations. This is going to be high pressure situation.
You cutting out, Art?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying that it's going to be a high pressure situation.
Yeah, Brad just says so. Yeah, if it's if Chami loses 4-2, there's a chance Brock might. I'll have to go double check on a tiebreaker. That's why we're going to take a little break here. But let's go over to schedule. We'll be updated. Short's going to take care of that. Brock will obviously drop his quote, so will Nam. But let's get into the next phase of this. There's the points right now. Nam at 6 plus 2. He'll be at the plus 2 GD now. But remember, that doesn't matter. He's got a chance to clinch the group stage. Ghost now barely hangs on. Barely hangs on. Barely hangs on to that second position. Now Brock, if we start now, would be basically a clear fourth, but Chomik and Steven still to play in about 90 minutes. It's going to get good, and let's look at the schedule because, this is it, man. This is it. We're talking about playoff pressure. You talked about it. Well, it doesn't get much bigger than this. Steven has to go out there and win 6-0. Realistically, or 5-1, but realistically, 6-0 with Steven would be, I think we'd be having crazy thoughts. He's got to go out there realistically and give a 5-1. And that is hard to do knowing that you don't have much time to turn it around. You got to play in basically an hour 15 and get ready for the moment. What a story that's going to be here coming up in an hour, Art. Crazy.
Yeah.
A reminder to the other two games. Group A will begin tomorrow at 7. Art's going to do the reminder for DJ Toasty right now. 7 o'clock, Sunday night action. And then we'll finish it off Monday night, which could be the game of the week. Could be a playoff scenario for Charles Sanford and Lane. If Sanford wins that, he'll automatically would pass Lane. Now, that is dependent on, of course, what happens with Toasty DJ. If it's a tie, he still has a chance to get in. But remember, he does have the head-to-head, not the head-to-head. He doesn't have the head-to-head or the GD right now, so that's the one thing in Sanford's caveat. He has to make sure if Toasty does lose, he's got to go out there and win big against Lane to have any chance. Or if he does get a tie, it's going to have to be TJ sweeping her a 5-1 to have any realistic chance on that. Big game coming up, though. A huge game coming up in about an hour, 10 minutes. We're going to probably delay it a little bit just to get the scenarios right and turn over everything. Stephen Chomick Stephen, however you slice it, a big game coming in. One last congratulations to William Bry. If this was it for him on group stage, if he does not advance, what a run he's had for Nam. We'll see him in the round 12. That will begin on the 15th. Around there, we're going to still iron out those details. We'll see him next weekend. What a story. William Brock, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, 2 strikes, and he hits a fastball out of the park to at least do his part of the business, Art, and get the win tonight. For Art and myself, we'll see you guys back around 8:15. It is going to be a special night. Cannot wait for the finish of Group B and Week 5. For all of us, we'll see you in hour 15. Good, everybody. We'll come back shortly.